Hello, hope you're having a great day. Years ago, a woman told me to read Matthew 13, verse 16. I read it, told my mother about it. I believed it because, of course, like anyone, when someone tells you something positive, then whether you believe it or not, you're going to lean toward it and you're going to accept it. I didn't give it much thought, but I accepted it. The reality of the situation is that it's very easy to accept the things you like and not accept the things that you don't like, or to at least question those things that you do not like. Years ago, around the time she told me this, I had already been searching for truth. I had grown tired of the hypocrisy in religion, and I decided to search for truth. But I did not. But I did not. But after years and years of debating the existence of God, I came to the realization that I could not prove that God existed, and I could not prove that God did not exist. And so that led me to become an agnostic. And the year I spent as an agnostic was actually the happiest year of my life because I wasn't troubled with religion, the debate about religion, because it was religion that turned me into an agnostic, and could have turned me into an atheist because of all the falsehoods in religion. Now, what I want to get into is to all the into what led me here today. After all of my studying of different religions, I thought about what she said, and I felt that this would be the perfect venue for me to let people know the things that I've learned about religion and spirituality. The first thing I want to say is that Jesus, of course, as we all should know, did not start Christianity. Jesus had nothing whatsoever to do with Christianity. I'm going to read this directly. Christianity, a monotheistic system of beliefs and practices based on the Old Testament and the teachings of Jesus as embodied in the New Testament, and emphasizing the role of Jesus as Savior. Now, the problem is this, is that, as I stated, Jesus was not a Christian. And I may have stated, you may have heard me say this in past videos, the Old Testament and the New Testament, two different books, totally two different books. Because what was acceptable in the Old Testament would not be acceptable to Jesus. In one in one definition says Christianity, the religion established by Jesus Christ. That is sorry to say, that's a lie. Jesus did not start Christianity. Also, I would like to say, for 1,000 years, the Roman Catholic Church was the principal church of Christendom or Christianity. However, the Romans killed Jesus. How can an institute kill Jesus and become an authority on Jesus? I mean, you can't kill what you love. And I find it hard to believe that you can believe in something that you don't love. Now, when I started this YouTube chapter, I was going to name it Monotheistic Buddhism. Monotheistic means a belief in one God. The definition of Buddhism is that life is permeated with suffering caused by desire, that suffering ceases when desire ceases, and that enlightenment obtained through right conduct, which is truth, and wisdom and meditation releases one from desire, suffering, and rebirth. And rebirth means reincarnation. And once you achieve a certain level of spiritual knowledge and you manifest that through right acting, then there will be no need for you to reincarnate on earth. And you will have spiritual powers, and you can come back and help people, or should I say, help humanity to advance spiritually. So here I am with monotheistic Buddhism. And so what would I be doing with monotheistic Buddhism? I would be creating religion, another religion. And that's not what spirituality is about. That would just be, monotheistic Buddhism would just be another religion, and that is man-made. The truth is spiritual philosophy. Spiritual philosophy is the key to human beings' advancement. Because as I've stated in other videos, religions build a fence around you. And when a fence is built around you, it is built in your mind. Because no one can go further than what their mind allows them to go. And if a religion tells you this, that, and the other, and you accept that, whether that be true or not, you've locked yourself you're in a fence. But the simple fact of the matter is, even if something is true, it should be able to be built upon. And if you can build upon something, then you're not entrapped within it. If you can build upon something, you're not entrapped within it, and your mind is free to go from the unknown to go from the known to the unknown. And as I've used math in a lot of ways, I've used math when I like to say that you learn addition, subtraction, geometry, calculus, on and on and on. And that's what spirituality does. It takes us on and on and on. It does not entrap us in the thoughts of others. And when I say it does not entrap us in thoughts of when it does not entrap us in thoughts of others, is to say that no one has a moratorium on what is right and wrong. Nobody on the face of this earth knows what is right and wrong to a conclusion. In other words, no one knows everything. Life evolves. When life evolves, that means it grows. When we learn one truth, we learn other truths. That is going from the known to the unknown. But most religions try to tell you, this is it. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And that is the fence that they build in your mind that will entrap you. Let me read a quick definition of philosophy. The science of things divine and human, and the causes in which they are contained. The science of effects by their cause. The science of sufficient reason. The science of science. Science of truth. Sensible and spiritual. The truth of all things, and the application of and manifestation of the purpose of life, to live. Life needs no reason, for its purpose is itself. The last part is mine. Life needs no reason, for its purpose is itself. Now, to get to the gist of what I want to talk about is that I've transformed when I started this YouTube channel. I realized that it made me look at truth. And it made me look into the mirror at myself and to question the things I was doing and questioning my excuses for doing things that I wanted to do. I was not interested in being one of those people who says, do what I say do, but not as I do. That would be horrible. That would be defeating my purpose. And the funny thing is that when you search for truth, it's easy to find truth, but the question is, can you live up to what you found? Will you be true to what you found? So the name of my channel is going to be Spiritual Philosophy, because spiritual philosophy does not lock you behind a fence. It does not tell you what to think. It doesn't tell you what not to think. You have free will, and you have the choice to decide whether you want to follow the teachings of Jesus or not, whether you want to follow the teachings of truth, of God, of the things that you believe in. Do you want to follow those teachings? And then there's the question is, did you research the things that you want to follow to make sure that you're going in the right path? Now, Jesus and Buddha were social activists before they were anything else. They were social activists. And their philosophies of spirituality they believed in and they followed. And I intend on following in their footsteps. The point I want to make about truth is that it's easy to look outside of yourself and see truth and judge other people. But when you're sincere about truth, you have to look in the mirror at yourself and you have to question yourself. And I say this to say that the more I learn about truth, the more I go into the unknown. And quiet is kept. The unknown for most of us is ourselves. Because when we do something that our conscience does not agree with, it is very, very easy to put that behind us and judge other people and continue to walk ahead in total hypocrisy. I think that one of the things that causes people to go into religion, and especially for those who search for truth, is that you do so to make the world a better place. And with this being said, one of the main issues that I feel I have to address is racism. The reason I feel I have to address racism is because it is the biggest division between human beings. Racism is a horrible division between human beings, and until that's been solved, I can't see humanity going anywhere. I also do not see religion solving the problem of humanity when religion is basically vines clinging to the vines clinging and wrapping around the tree of spirituality. And that's how falsehoods grow. They wrap around the truth and then they grow around the truth. And what they do is they're covering the truth in falsehoods. You see, but to find truth, you have to cut those vines away from the tree so that you can see the truth. You got to take the vines off. And religion is just a vine around spirituality. Many different vines around spirituality. I say this to say that Christianity is dangerous. There have been wars caused by Christianity, divisions, There have been indigenous people exploited with the use of Christianity. There have been people enslaved and told to be a slave, follow your master by Christianity, and denied their free. And these people were denied the fruits of their labor and free will, and that's horrible. That's horrible. No one has the right to do that. In fighting against or putting down the people that have enslaved my people, I've tried to look for compassion. And then this is the big part. You look and you see all this racism around you. And you see you see some people, some Caucasians are not racist, and some Caucasians are racist. So as a human being, how do you figure out who's racist and who's not? How do you how do you know who to socialize with and who not to socialize with? That is the dilemma of every person of color in the United States that have been prosecuted because of the color of their skin. I've heard many Caucasians say, my family did not own slaves. My family was not rich and this, that, and the other. But what I've come to realize is that a lot of Caucasian people will vote for racists and have the racists do their dirty work, and then they can smile in my face and say, hey, I don't have anything to do with this. But they're voting in such a way that will support a racist ideology. And that's what a lot of Caucasians do. And realizing this, the question is now, what should I do? The reality is, I should keep searching for truth, keep elevating myself spiritually. Because one thing that I know for sure, anything based on a lie will always be dependent upon that tree to wrap around and reach the sun. You see, lies lies are not totally fairy tales. Lies have to have a certain amount of truth to them. And what they try to do is hide the truth behind falsehoods. They try to mix up the truth behind falsehood. But the reality of the situation is truth is real. Lies are not real. That is why lies cannot stand up on their own. They need truth to depend upon. And I will continue to search for truth and be truthful because I know no liar is going to be able to defeat me. They may win some battles, but they will never win the war with lies because lies are non-existent. They have nothing to stand on. And all I have to do is move out the way and watch those vines fall on the ground. That's all I have to do is remove myself from that. After saying all of this, I want to end with this thought. My concern is with my spiritual evolution. I'm concerned with my spiritual evolution because I do believe in God. I do not believe in God. I know God exists. I know God exists. I'm not a creature of faith, and those who know me know that I believe in truth and verification. So I'm not, and I believe in those things that can be, those things that my five senses can be aware of. The things that my five senses can be aware of. But there is a sixth sense. And that sixth sense is your mind. Your mind can be aware, of things spiritually that your body will never be aware of. You see, you will never be able to see God physically. You have to be able to see God with your mind. The only way to break through lies is to see God with your mind. And what's really I want to get to is this. When you think about when Donald Trump made the statement about make America great again, he was talking about going backwards. And the simple fact of the matter is we build on the past. If the present is not is the if the present is problematic, it is because the past was problematic. You see, you don't get negative from positive. So in other words, if the past was negative, the future will also be negative. If the past is positive, the future will be positive because knowledge builds on itself. Lies do not build on themselves. So if you feel something is negative in the future, then you have to go back to the past to find out what caused that negativity. I'm going to end here because I didn't want to go this long. But I want to say that I have a lot of thoughts running through my mind, and I don't just want to go, but I want you to digest the things that I've said, and I will continue this present conversation at another time. And I'm going to name this conversation. I'm going to name this video Spiritual Reality and Liberty. Spiritual Reality and Liberty because I can't come up with another title. But I had another title in mind, but I forgot it. So I'm going to name this Spiritual Liberty and Reality. And I want you all to, if you're interested, I want you to subscribe to the channel, hit like and all that other stuff, and look for Spiritual Reality and Liberty 2. This is Spiritual Reality and Liberty 1. Look for Spiritual Reality and Liberty 2 coming up later on. Have a great day. God bless. And hopefully you'll tune in and we'll get to talk later. And if you have any comments, do me a favor, leave comments. I like to respond to comments. I mean, that's what it's all about. And what's really cool about this is that as I do this, as this YouTube channel evolves, I'm going to evolve because there will be questions of self that I have to answer. And this is going to make me look into who I am and question who I am and not get carried away with just making up stuff because I feel like this, because I feel like that. But anyway, I'm going on and on again. So goodbye. See you later. God bless.